The UFO phenomenon, as studied by my colleagues and myself, bespeaks the action of some form of intelligence.
Good evening. Tonight we go after a fantastic story. The story that flying saucers from other worlds are visiting our planet. Why will the United States government withhold information from United States citizens? For what reason?
The Air Force is simply treating the American people like children. They don't trust them with the facts.
We've had people actually shut down a piece of a program on the basis that American taxpayer dollars should not be spent on pursuing demonic technology.
Speaking of cults, Al, weren't you in Scientology?
Oh, years back, I checked into it because at that time we were doing, setting up a remote viewing program. We were checking into everything. Silver mind control, Scientology, whatever. I thought some of the techniques were definitely of value, but I disconnected from them in the mid-70s.
I don't know. Bob read something really strange and disturbing in the briefings that we have no place to put it, that they referred to human beings as containers.
Well, the Air Force has the best brains in the country working on it. General Nate Twining, the Air Force Chief of Staff, says that if there are saucers from Mars or Jupiter or some far-off planet, and that there is a people and a world that far ahead of us, he doesn't believe we even have to worry about it.
There are things flying around up there that we haven't fully identified yet.
Roswell's a very interesting place with a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
We saw a bright light appear in the distant western skies.
We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
The official Air Force reply has long been that there is no cover-up,
We have received and analyzed between 1 and 2,000 reports. There have been a certain percentage that have been made by credible observers of relatively incredible things.
This is David Brinkley in the radar room at Washington National Airport. On these radar screens last Saturday, they saw something strange and unusual and at the moment unexplainable. It was not an airplane, it was not a cloud, nobody knows what it was.
President Reagan suddenly said to me, "What would you do if the United States were attacked by someone from outer space?" Would you help us? I said, no doubt about it. He said, we too. So that's interesting.
Based off of the information that you've been privy to, is there any indication that these UAPs are interested in our nuclear technology and capabilities?
Yes. And by external observation, sure, that could be a fair assessment, yeah. Yes.
I called Curtis LeMay and I said, General, I know we have a room at Wright-Patterson where you put all this secret stuff. Can I go in there? I've never heard him get mad, but he got madder than hell at me, cussed me out, said, don't ever ask me that question.
In the last couple of years, have you had incidences that have caused you to be in fear for your life for addressing these issues?
Yes, personally.
Oh, yes, we discussed it at every conference that we had with the military, and they never were able to make me a concrete report on it. There's always things like that going on, flying saucers.
People keeping this information secret at the Pentagon believe the information is so terrifying to the public that it would be contrary to the national interest to reveal it. I mean, obviously.
In fact, I had one, I remember the conversation very well. This is a person I respected tremendously, very, very senior person. He told me, he said, Lou, I want you to stop doing this. I said, okay, sir, I certainly can, but may I ask why? And he says, well, we already know what it is. Now, at that moment, I honestly thought maybe it was our own technology. I was running up against some super uber secret sap, and they were telling me to stop. And I said, okay, sir, so it's ours? And he said, no, that's not what I'm saying. And he said, he asked me point blank, have you read your Bible lately? And I wasn't quite sure where he was going with that. And I said, well, sir, I think I know what it says. Where are you going with this? And he said, well, then you would know that these things are demonic and we should not be pursuing them.
There was programming bases. They use military bases because they won't have any interference when they have someone on a military base. And a lot of my programming took place on military bases. I would like to talk about the fact that there are rituals done at the military bases also, and that rituals are not a cover. The people that do the mind control are involved, and rituals are very much a part of how they do things. For example, naval intelligence members or people that are in naval intelligence are usually very involved with Ordo Templi Orientis. And that doesn't mean that everyone in naval intelligence is involved in that. But naval intelligence is responsible for a lot of overseeing of ritual activity in this country. And they are responsible for a lot of this going on. There are other organizations, other agencies involved, but naval intelligence is very involved.